Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of the MulliGWR N Gauge Project. I thought I would start this video, which is going to be all about the construction of the baseboards and how we're going to put the layout together and how we're going to support it. I thought I'd start by showing you how we are going to support it. What I have got in this box, which is the content of, after much deliberation between me and my dad, of what we decided would be the best support for my layout, which is a telescopic trestle, it's called, which from the picture looks very sturdy indeed. Made of metal, and they crucially can be expanded to whatever height that I want. They could be as low as, I think it's about 65 centimetres in height, but they go all the way up to 1.30 m should I want it to be that high. So I can adjust the height of the board according to the occasion that I am displaying the exhibition layout at. So if, for example, I'm at home and it's just set up in my loft how I'm going to have it for when I'm at home, I could choose to have it low if I wanted to sit down, or I could have it high if I'm standing up. If I've got mates around, we could put it up at eye level or whatever. Or if I'm going to an exhibition, if it's predominantly adults, I'll have it a bit higher. If there's a few children about, I might want to put it lower. So it's just quite a handy solution for whatever occasion I could have thrown at me. So let's just get into the box and I will show you what we've got. It comes pretty flat pack. So what we've got here is parts of the trestle. You'll find the instructions. Right, so what this piece is the top expansion part. Comes inside with two like the trestle joints, and in the middle is the bar which slots through the top here to expand the height. So that is the height of the trestle itself. Then this bar goes through the top, and that's the maximum height it can be, all the way up there. So pretty tall. I decided I wouldn't bore you with actually building these trestles on camera. I didn't think they'd be of a huge interest to you. Got all the screws in here. Put that to one side. So what I thought I would do, instead of boring you with building it on camera, is do in true Blue Peter style. Here's one that I made earlier. This is the other one of the trestles that we're going to need to support the board. We've bought two so far in hope that that will be enough to support the board. However, if we do need to go and buy a third, we can do so. They weren't very expensive. They were about, I think they were 20 odd pound each, which really isn't bad for something that's so robust, sturdy. It's going to do the perfect job. This is what we need. So I'm going to build this second one up now, and then we're going to get on with constructing the boards itself. So I will see you in a bit.
Welcome to Easter Saturday. As you can see, we've now got the legs fully assembled, which obviously is going to be of a great help in the construction stage. So here we have with a sample board. We're just trying to kind of figure out what we're going to do. Sundeala with 5mm plywood and some soft pine battens to make the frame. Plan is at this stage is to make a square frame, section it across the middle, put some holes through for running cabling, etc., and then obviously put the whole frame mounted to the ply. Just gonna have to run out, I think, for durability sake, we're going to get some metal corner brackets just to really hold the board square and rigid, and obviously it will protect it a little bit in transit if it takes a whack on the corner. We are planning to put some plywood casing around the whole assembly when we've got it there, but again, we can't really do that until the rest of the boards are there, but hopefully it will encase everything and keep it safe and sound. More later.
Right, so we've been out this morning and we've been to go and get some metal corner pieces, 2 of which are now in place on the corner of the board. And what this does is it just holds the board and holds the joint nice and rigid so that when we fix it to the ply, it'll be nice and firm. What Dad has then done is we have cut the long lengths that go along the back there. They have been cut just short of 120 centimetres to allow for 1.8mm ply to go along one end. 1.8mm pine. We have then put the first of 2 central sort of bracing pieces in and 1 piece along the end. These have been cut to go inside the long piece down the end, and we've got 1 more to fit in which will go in about here, and then our end piece is going to go across the back. We'll report back when we've done that, and then we need to do the same on the other board. Right, so we've got the first baseboard frame finished. It's all gone up and it's taken us about an hour, which isn't too bad, and it should be quicker for this second board because we made a few mistakes along the way with that first one. But it's looking pretty good, matches up pretty perfectly, corner pieces are keeping it nice and rigid. We've drilled some holes down the middle of the frame so that we can lay wiring if I want to electrify the points, which I will be doing as a bit of a distant addition to this layout. But it's gone very well, and Dad's now just marking up the wood for the next board. What we've gone for is 3 cross pieces that go down there. The top piece here runs the entire length of the top of the frame, and 2 straights down the side. So it's worked very well for us, and we'll see you again in a bit after we've built the second. Right, so it's been a pretty successful day so far of building the board. This one, bar putting the Sundeala on the top of it, is now finished. What we did was took the frame, we used, what was it called?
No More Nails.
No More Nails, which is a special type of glue by Unibond to glue the frame to the ply, which is sitting on the top, and then we have screwed through it as well just to keep it nice and firm, and it's now very rigid. So we just need to do the same process to the other board, and then we'll be ready to mount the Sundeala, and we'll have 2 boards, which hopefully when we put them on the trestle will make a nice foundation for the railway. Right, so we left the ply and baseboards to dry overnight, and we're now back here. It's Easter Sunday now. The first thing that we have done today on the first board is we have mounted the Sundeala on top of the ply and the baseboard. Initially we thought that we'd get away with just using the No More Nails Unibond glue to keep the Sundeala attached to the ply, but when we placed it on we realised it wasn't going to be that tight and that the glue couldn't hold it that strong while it dried. So what we've done is we have just put a couple of screws in the board just to hold it in place, which I will fill in when it comes to the scenery in order to get a nice flush surface for me to work on. What we're now doing is using some of the spare ply that we had in order to edge the board. We're going to put it round the side here just to reinforce the sides a bit more in case it takes any knocks in transit, and also to just give a nice smooth finish to the edge of the board, because there are a couple of bumps where the Sundeala meets the ply and where the ply meets the baseboard, and it should just keep it all in one nice neat rectangular frame. So until we've got the boards done and we're coming to connect them, that's about it on the building of the boards. The main structure's there. Once the edging's on, which we're going to connect with panel pins, we're pretty much done. Right, so here we have it. One finished board. So what we've done is we've gone round, put the edging on, and now it's got a nice smooth top surface, and we're all ready for, well, track laying on this board, I guess. The only other little minute things that we're going to do is just take to these little rough corners where there's gaps between the panel. We're going to just fill that in, but nothing that we're going to show in this update. The edges of this board will be painted black, just for neatness. We'll put a Velcro strip along it, and I'll probably drape a curtain for exhibition purposes. But apart from that, this board is pretty much there. So all we've got to do now is do the same with the other one.
But from board building point of view, we won't bore you with the building of the second one. So that's all for the second part of my N Gauge project update. I hope you've enjoyed it very much, and come back for part 3, where I will be starting to lace and track, and we're going to talk a little bit about the joining process of the two boards. We've got some clips that we're going to be using to link the two boards together, and general exhibition purpose parts. So that's all, folks. I will see you next time.